Okay, welcome to another video game pickup where today we have a ton of stuff to get through in this video. This is a long one because I've been saving up a lot of games. We've been busy out shopping, so let's get started. First up, Return of the Jedi on the Game Boy. Super Return of the Jedi, that is. Ew, it's in good shape. Nice one. And I'm not going to be able to leave everything out because it's just too much, but I'll have a picture of it all at the end. And next we got Centipede for the Game Boy, where we have Centipede right and then Centipede upside down. So yeah, interesting. Okay, but yes, Centipede for the Game Boy. Is it Game Boy Color or is it Game Boy? No, that's Game Boy. That's right, because it's a gray case. Original Game Boy. And next up, we have Dungeons and Dragons for the Sega Genesis. I'm really interested in playing this one. I'm a huge D&D fan, so this one should be interesting to play. I've never played it or seen it. So, and next up we got Oink on the Atari 2600. I am getting very close to having the complete Activision cartridges on the Atari 2600. So this one gets me a step closer, and this does have the notorious label where the ink has bled through on the through the label and cause that discoloration, but it's not a bad label. And next up is Sears Telegames Breakaway and Breakthrough, which is really Breakout on the Atari 2600. Sears just rebranded it as a Telegames for the Sears. I forget what they called their system now. I'm drawing a blank. I think it was Telegames, maybe. I'll have to look that up, and it will appear right there. Hey Punk, Are You Tough Enough for the Super NES. I think this is a scrolling fighting game. I'm not really sure, but we will have to definitely play this one and find out. Stuff wanting to fall. Next up we have Spawn for the Super NES. And why is my camera not cooperating? But anyway, this is Spawn for the Super Nintendo. Once again, it's in good shape. I'll always clean up the edges before I try it in my console. On to Stuntman for the PS2. This one's in really good shape with the manual and the disc. I'm looking forward to playing it. I believe it's a racing, it's a driving game, and we know how good I am at driving games. So I'm actually interested to get this one into the console and check it out. Next up, Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings on the Wii. I didn't even know this was out. I mean, look, I still have my receipt in there. But yeah, I'm really excited to get on the Wii and check this out. I'm gonna have to hook the Wii up in the office here because my portable system for playing games decided it didn't want to work, and I got to figure that out. So next up we have Pinball for the TRS-80 color computer. I have a few TRS-80 cartridges, and I'm really interested to to check this out. But I am going to have to look at doing a little bit of edge cleaning on these. I don't think it's coming over very well, but they are a bit dirty, and I'm going to have to look at taking this apart and giving it a good clean. But it's not too bad. The label is, I'm going to have to re-glue the label anyway, so it'll be easy to repair. And next up, we have Kings of the Beach on the NES, which is a volleyball game. I used to play V-Spike volleyball, which was a lot of fun. So we'll have to check this one out. Ghoul School for the NES. I'm not familiar with this one either, so I'm really wanting to throw this in my NES and see what we have. On the newer side of stuff, I got Nintendo Switch Sports, which is the upgraded version of Wii Sports, and I got the full box with the leg strap and everything. So I haven't played this yet. Looking forward to it. Back to the old systems, My Sims Kingdom for the Wii. I'm not familiar with the My Sims Kingdom. It seems to be a Sims game, but it looks like it uses the Mii's, the Nintendo Mii's for your characters, and it is complete, so I'm really excited. The case is a bit beat up and damaged, but I can look at getting a replacement case. That's not a problem, as long as the game and the paperwork's in there. Math Magic and Echo for the Odyssey 2. This one's also complete in box and in really good shape for a box that's for a system that's over 40 years old. So yeah, really nice. Because let's see, this was from 1978. So yeah, that ought to be interesting. And now I'm gonna put this stack right here because there's a lot of them. Dead Island Definitive Collection for the PS4. I really like the Dead Island games. They're really fun to play. Zombie apocalypse on a, I guess you'd say, Paradise Island, and there's a lot to do. You can get in cars, you can run the zombies over, but the zombies just aren't. I mean, there's a lot of them, but you got objectives you got to do, and it's open world, so it's really fun. Get that out of the way. Next up, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. I haven't thrown this. I loaded it up. I haven't played it yet. But this is another one I really want to get into playing. But I've been so busy with work, I haven't really been able to play. I have played this one, Evil Dead the game. I think I've actually posted some clips of this. This is a lot of fun. If you love the Evil Dead movies and the TV show, and you're a fan of Bruce Campbell, I cannot recommend this one enough. I really do. It's fun. It's campy. I mean, it's got challenges. It's got very, very challenging gameplay. So, really fun one to pick up and play. Phoenix Point Behemoth Edition. I'm not familiar with the game, but I am looking to get into playing it. Um, we were at GameStop and they were having a sale where we could get a bunch of games and get one free, so we grabbed this one because it seemed the most interesting. Alan Wake Remastered on the PS4. I've not played the Alan Wake series, but I hear it's actually a really good game to play, so I'm interested in playing this one as well. And next up, for the PlayStation 2, Starsky and Hutch. This is based on the 70s buddy cop series, and once again, it's complete in box. It's even got the original owner took the edge sticker off that has the so that nobody can steal it. There's a little sensor in there for anti-shoplifting. They actually put it on the manual. That's actually really neat to have. I never would have thought of keeping it, but yeah. And it's actually in pretty decent shape, other than the stickers. The case isn't bad. So there we have it. So this was a driving game. This was like their famous car. My girlfriend in high school, her aunt had this car, but in green. She had, I mean, literally the exact same car, but it was green with the white stripe. So really neat. No, not the ant, but the car. Next up, Tron Evolution for the 360. Once again, it's complete. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out. I haven't played it, and I believe this one's based on the animated series. They had an animated series called Tron Evolution. So I'll have to check that out as well. But yeah, really nice. Damnation for the 360. I'm not familiar with this one either, but it looks interesting to check out. Unfortunately, it's not complete. Unless it didn't come with a manual, which is not unusual in these modern days. So there we have it. Damnation for the 360. My next stack. These are boxed Sega Genesis games. And this one is Subterranean. What is it? Subterranea for the Sega Genesis. This is a scrolling bullet storm shooter that was complete in box. Nice. Most of these games were picked up by my wife as surprises. She brought them home as surprises. Shadowrun on the Sega Genesis. I am really interested in playing this one. I've watched some YouTube videos on it, and this one seems really interesting to play. Point and click type adventure game in a cyberpunk world. Really neat there. And next up we have some of my favorite games, Jungle Strike. I love the Strike series with the helicopters flying around, and this box is huge, but it's complete. So I can't wait. And they even got codes. Whoever owned it put codes in there. So there you go. If you're playing Jungle Strike and you need codes, there you go. They put stickers in there with the codes. How could you not grab this? It's got codes in it. The game doesn't stay in very well. But I think this was the design that way. But yeah, needs cleaning, but I think it's pretty neat. I can't wait to try that one out. Sword of Vermilion. This is a role-playing game. There is the manual, but I don't think there's no hint book that it advertises on the front that there's a 106-page hint book included. Well, I don't have the hint book, so I guess I'll have to look that up online. But it's kind of a Zelda Link, Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link type, where it's side-scrolling and overworld. So that'll be neat to try. I do like those older RPGs. And next up, Urban Strike. Once again, these are just super fun games to play. Challenging. I really like them. Unfortunately, no manual, but that's not what I don't need a manual. I need the game. And I don't mind getting these in these clamshell cases. These are pretty nice. It's in, like I said, it's in pretty decent shape. Needs cleaning. It's got some little bit of damage on the front, but that's minor. Next up, Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch. I do have this on the 360, and I do like the game. I got more into Oblivion more than I did Skyrim, but I mean, there's nothing in here because they don't give you a manual anymore. It was just the game. But this way, on my Switch, I can travel with it and have a huge selection of games to play and not be bored. And this is a good one. I have played some of this. I was looking to stream some of it, but I was unable to, once again, because I have problems with the capture card that I got to resolve. No Man's Sky. I have this also on the PS4. This is more for the wife to play, so she could play with us. It had a rocky start, but has improved over time. I joked that it was No Man Fly because it takes so long to get your ship ready to fly in the beginning. But yeah, it's an interesting game. And multiplayer, so it is a huge multiplayer game, and it's a huge universe you fly around in. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I have not played this. I have a ton of Wii games I haven't played. Well, I have a ton of games in general that I haven't played, and I need to get back. I need to play them all. There's not enough time. Not enough time to play them all. But yes, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania for the Nintendo Switch. Crosscode for the Nintendo Switch, which the wife has played, and she actually got really into it. It's a fighting, dungeon crawling type game. She really got into that one. She played it a lot until Dreamlight Valley came out, and then she's been playing that a lot. Chronos Before the Ashes, which is looks like a RPG type game, which was recommended to us by our friends over at the GameStop. They're really good at the GameStop we go to. This one, it's in a generic box, but it is Borderlands 1. No 2 or 3. They had to be specific as Borderlands 1. I do like Borderlands. Borderlands 1, the ending was not so great, but it was a good game. I do like it on my Switch, and my black mat is getting dirty again from all these games. Tormented Souls, which looks like a horror adventure game, which I'm interested in getting into because they told us it was along the lines of the Fatal Frame type series and the original like Resident Evil type games. So I'm really looking to get into that one. I have so many of these in real life physical carts, but I did get the Atari 50, which has a lot of really good games. No manual, but I do like the inside. That's really neat, the Atari 50. And I have most of these games on cartridges anyway, but it covers the entire legacy of Atari from 2600, 5200, 7800, and the computers over the 50 years. But what really makes this worth getting is the documentary style presentation that they did with this. And I really should do a whole video on this. There's interviews, there's commercials, there's documentation on the games, how the games were made, drawings that the programmers used to when they made the games. A lot of the commercials gave me a lot of nostalgia because I remember watching them as a kid, and playing and remembering when the games came out and playing these games. So yes, even if you're not a huge fan of Atari, but you're into the history of video games and everything, there's a lot of it in this one. You can get the Atari Flashback series and get way more games than what you're going to get in here. But what you're not going to get in those are the documentary that goes along with it, the history of the Atari. This was a really good pickup. I spent a couple hours just going through all that stuff before I even played a game. I was just watching the documentaries and reading stuff. Really cool. Octopath Traveler. We haven't even opened it yet. Octopath Traveler 2, sorry, for the Nintendo Switch. This is really neat. We were told that it is a really great game, and we got it day one. And I'm notorious for buying games on day one and not playing them. I bought and did a midnight pickup of Halo 2 when it dropped. Waited in line, was standing outside a GameStop at a mall with a ton of other nerds to pick up the Halo 2, and I didn't wind up playing it for like 2 weeks because I had scheduled a day off on a Friday so that I could spend the weekend playing it. And I'm like, why did I bother waiting till midnight? I could have just went to the store. But it was neat to do the midnight release, even though they didn't do any event really for it. But there we have it. Another day one pickup. Oh, I got a little bit more to go. I picked up a boxed Chewbacca for the Disney Infinity series. I have him unboxed, but to see one in the box, and it was only it was less than $5. I thought it was pretty neat. I would have liked not all of the Disney characters for the Infinity series came in these blister pack. Some of them you can only get when you bought the sets. So he wasn't one of them, so it was really nice to get him this way. Here we have it. Next up, I found an original master diskette 3 for the Atari 8-bit computer line, and this is the DOS operating system. That you would take this disk and you would copy it. That's why there's no holes on it, so you can't write to it, so that you would always have a master disk. So you wouldn't go, oh my God, I wrote over my disk. I can't format any disk. I can't create any more bootable disk. This would come with your disk drive when you bought it. So you would have an operating system. And next up is Dr. Seuss Fix Up the Mix-Up Puzzler for the Atari 8-bit computer. I found it when I was going through a bin of old floppies at a game store. I have not tried these out yet, and I'm kind of weary of trying them out because I don't want them to be damaged, putting them into actual hardware. And then they also had what somebody must have bootlegged a copy and write protected it of Atari Writer Plus for the Atari 130XE version, which gave the Atari Writer was the word processor that we had on the Ataris, and this one, it was enhanced to take advantage of the 128-bit, the 128K of RAM that the 130XE came with, and they didn't want it written over either, so they write protected the disk. But you can see it's been in this sleeve for some time. It's got a dust line on it, so yes, most of these diskettes like these have been archived at archive.org. If you're not familiar with archive.org, it's a great organization that is trying to document computing history from just about everything, from books, magazines, and software. And so there's actually places on there where you can go and actually play games and actually get hands-on with the software online at archive.org. They have them there, and you can actually load them up in an emulator in the browser and get some hands-on with them. So it's neat. And I also I already had one, but mine is not working, a 1020 Atari plotter printer. And so what this does is it takes like a it's like a cash register size roll of paper, but it has itty bitty little pins in here. And let me see if I can get one out. They were not easy to remove, and these pins are old, so they're bad anyway. I don't have it plugged in, so it's possible they're corroded down in there, and I'm going to have to... Okay, we're going to stop messing with that and get... oh, wait, here we go. We got a pin coming out. Oh, we have one coming out. Okay. I'm going to not mess with it any further here. I don't want to break it trying to get the pins out. But anyway, the head's a little loose down in there. We'll have to look into that. But so it would use these little ink pens to draw or plot. It's a plotter to draw images or graphs. So you could use it in your math class if you were doing homework and you could actually graph your mathematical equations and everything. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I got it. It was pretty neat. It has 4 color pens: black, red, blue, and green. So you couldn't get multiple colors. You had 4 colors: black, red, blue, or green. You want to draw things out. And you could list your programs and use it like a regular printer. It was only 40 columns wide, though. It wasn't a true printer, because I mean it's a cash register receipt, because you can see it. Give me out a sheet of paper. You can see the difference between it and a standard sheet of paper. You know, it's a cash register receipt. And that is it for my game pickups for the last several months. I mean, as I said, it was a lot to go through. That was a long pickup video. So thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And please, if you like this video, give me that thumbs up. Share. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And I look forward to posting more videos like this in the near future. Be seeing you.